I don't believe that Sam Sulick could make top 15 at the Olympia. I don't believe he could make the top 30. People are going to be shocked to see how low he places. And remember, I'm a fan of Sam. I think they're going to be shocked to see how low he places.
So, yeah, you know, it's over.
Coach Greg, and it's finally here. It's peak week for Sam Sulick, and he's getting in his last arm workout before competing at the Arnold's. We're going to talk about how is he doing, how is he making out, how is he going to place, and how ready is he really?
I gotta chill out. I gotta kind of back off a little bit, which isn't cool. You know, it doesn't feel cool to say, like I'm gonna take my training easy.
During peak week, what many of you don't understand is that you have to train easier than last time. His training is gonna be cut in half. He's not gonna go to failure. He's just essentially going in to get a pump. When you're this low on calories, lower body fat levels, it's not smart to train harder than last time. If he does, without the sufficient calories, he's not going to recover, and he would actually look worse come showtime. And so when I coach my athletes, I tell them to train at approximately 50 and at maximum 75% during peak week. It's all about manipulating your carbs, your water, glycogen stores in order to have a shredded and full look come showtime.
So that's what I'm excited for. I'm getting the excitement of carbing up.
And so Sam, he can't wait to carb up. After his very first competition, he realized that your physique looks night and day better come showtime than it does during the actual peak week. Once you cut out your water and you fill your muscle with sugars and glycogen, it looks larger than life. The shreds are even more pronounced, and so he just can't wait to show everyone his freakish looking physique.
If I could say there's a secret to dieting, carbs is definitely going to be the trick.
And so what Sam is saying is that the key to dieting is manipulating your carbs. Your fats and protein essentially should be staying the same. If you're having 50 grams of fat combined with 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, well, that can stay the same from start to finish. But as you get lower in calories, your carbs, they have to get lower. When you're bulking, your carbs, they have to go up. Now, technically, you could increase your fats or decrease your fats, but for most people, he is actually correct. That combined with burning off more calories, aka doing cardio, and that's a secret to getting lean.
And that night, when I eat that much, you know, basically just simple-ish carbs, well, all those storage tanks, they're gonna fill up, they're gonna swell, they're gonna kind of make my actual, like, you know, pecs and my chest and my biceps and my shoulders basically just, like, you know, grow, at least you know, visually. Not really, you know, it's just like they're swelling up with glycogen and sarcoplasm or whatever.
And so as Sam continues to hiccup, he's explaining that he's essentially going to do a carb depletion, remove his body of all carbs for several days, and come Thursday night, he's going to add extra carbs. He's going to super compensate, and his muscles are essentially going to fill up the way a sponge would fill up with water and store more carbs and more glycogen than last time. His muscles will then explode. And so if he did not do this, the difference would be he would come in flat. He would be shredded, but his muscles wouldn't have the same fullness. And so what he wants to have is the shredded, dry, vascular appearance combined with muscle fullness. And so for the next several days, you will continue to see Sam doing cardio to burn off the glycogen, burn off those carbs, combined with essentially restricting water to make the weight cap to get under the maximum weight that he's allowed to weigh on stage, which is 228 pounds, and then add in extra carbs, perhaps some water to combine with those carbs to form the glycogen in the muscle and show up as full and dry as he has ever been in his life, hoping to place as high as possible. But how high will he place really? Now, TNF, he predicts that Sam is going to do amazing. Now, here's the thing. He looks amazing. He's going to be amazing. But is Sam's amazing better than some of the best other people's amazing in the world? It's his first competition as a pro. He has yet to fill out the weight class. He's only 23 years of age. And he's competing against the best in the world. And so, in my opinion, If he even places in the top 10, then that is a victory. Now, many people think that no, Sam needs to place in the top 3. Sam is the best bodybuilder. He's going to win it. What's wrong with you, Greg? Sam looks better than the current Mr. O. The current Mr. Olympia is Ramon Dino. Sam Sulick is not even in the same ballpark of development as Ramon Dino. Ramon Dino is stupendous, perhaps just slightly below Chris Bumstead. And so it isn't an insult to Sam to say that he's nowhere near as good as Ramon Dino. Even Sam would say this himself. Please have realistic expectations of what Sam can do in comparison to other people.
All right, I'm calling it right here. Sam is going to do very well in his pro debut.
That means nothing. That is coming from somebody who is very nervous to actually make a prediction. Do very well. If I made a video and said, Sam Sulick is going to do very well at the Arnold's, am I actually saying anything? No, I'm saying absolutely nothing. There's no difference between saying Sam is going to do very well and saying nothing at all. There's no difference. Sam is going to do very well, everybody. Coach Greg, I'm predicting it very, very well. If he beats anyone, that's very, very well. If he gets top 3, that's very, very well. And so how is he actually going to place?
He is going to shock a lot of bodybuilding enthusiasts.
In what way? Is he going to shock them by placing lower than they expect or higher than they expect? And so again, this is saying nothing. Shock the world by placing last or placing first. Literally, he hasn't said what. He's going to shock a lot of bodybuilders. I mean, the last competition he did perhaps shocked a lot of people by placing first. Some people actually thought he didn't deserve it. He clearly deserved it. And so to shock me, he would need to place in the top 3. I would be shocked. The first thing I'd be doing is making a video and saying, I got it wrong. I can't believe how much better Sam looks than I expected. I expected him to look amazing, but not this amazing. Top 3 Arnold, this is insanity. How did he do it? I expect him to be peeled, to be shredded, to have done everything possible to be the best. I just don't think he has the shape to place that high.
Does he have the absolute best shape ever?
Everyone knows he doesn't have the best shape ever.
This level of conditioning, in the high 220s, which if you don't know, that is where his weight cap is, he will be able to do more than just be on that stage.
What is doing more than being on that stage? Is beating one person doing more than being on that stage? I could literally be on that stage. If they invited Coach Greg, I could show up like this in the stew. I could stand up, flex the quads and say, hey, give me last place. I would be so far last place by a mile, but I could be up on that stage. And so what is doing more than being up on that stage? Being better than Coach Greg?
He will be legitimately competitive.
Legitimately competitive. Does that mean making the top 10? A reminder, how many people do you think are in this competition? If he makes the top 10, is that way out of the question? Is that, wow, he beat 40 other competitors. I mean, at the Mr. Olympia, there were over 50 competitors. Placing top 15 at the Mr. Olympia, that would be redonkulous. I don't believe that Sam Sulick could make top 15 at the Olympia. I don't believe he could make the top 30. Is it possible? Maybe. But what else is he going to say?
Now, I'm not saying this leads to a top 3 placing.
Not top 3. There are 12 competitors. 12. And so by saying he's not going to make the top 3, is he actually predicting something? He's not saying anything.
People are going to be shocked at how well he holds his own against these top level guys.
Okay, and so if he places 4th, I would say that is shocking. So what TNF says in summary is Sam Sulick is going to shock a lot of bodybuilders, but not quite place top 3. And so if he gets last, is that going to shock you? If he doesn't beat anyone, would you be shocked? I certainly think somebody's going to be out of shape. Somebody won't be shredded. And so maybe he'll get the top 10. I think somewhere in the top 10 would be a valid prediction.
And I cannot wait to see it. TNFO.
I posted, I think people are going to be shocked to see how low he places. And remember, I'm a fan of Sam. I think they're going to be shocked to see how low he places because I think a lot of people think he might actually win. That he might be in the top 3, that maybe he'll be in the top 5. He's not going to be in the first call out. The problem is people probably think he can make the top 5, but literally he'll struggle to make the top 10. And so if he makes the top 10, I think it's a victory. It's his first competition. He's at the Arnold's. It's not a low-level show. And so it's very difficult to place near the top. I think everyone's expecting him to do worse because he's an influencer. I think he will do better than most expect, like TNF said. TNF is saying he's not going to make the top 3, but he's going to shock the world. And so if most people expect him to get last because he's an influencer, would beating 1 or 2 people shock the world? I don't think people will be shocked if he makes the top 10. To shock somebody, it has to be a placing so much better or so much worse than people were expecting. I agree. I seriously doubt top 5, but top 10 for sure. I do honestly hope he does well. He's a good-natured dude. And so if he doesn't place the top 10, that would shock the world. Based on this comment, to shock the world, he would have to do significantly better, as in the top 5, or significantly worse, aka close to last. Greg, come on, bro. There's only 12 people in that lineup. He's definitely gonna make the top 10. Always hating. It's funny, because I don't think there's a singular YouTuber who has promoted Sam more than me. Count my videos. Do you not see the 10 videos I did on Sam Sulick last year leading up to his amateur competition? And so the people who've watched my videos know that I'm not a Sam hater. I simply make accurate videos saying what I think. I'm not going to suck up to someone and say, Sam is going to win. And then when he doesn't say, oh, it's politics, they ripped him off, blah, blah, blah. I don't do that. Struggle to make top 10 sounds like you're saying getting 10th in the pro debut at Arnold Classic wouldn't be impressive as hell. Well, there's 12 competitors. And so top 10 would be he beat 2 people who weren't quite on in that show. I'm not saying it's not impressive. It's certainly far better than I ever could have done. But it's not ridiculous to say that he's going to struggle to make the top 10. If he places 11th, is that bad? If he gets 10th, is that good? Well, it depends on the competition. If the other competitors show up and they're way off, are you going to then be impressed that he beat people who are really off? But to the opposite extent, if he beats people who are actually looking good and they're on and he still beats them, well, then that is impressive as hell now, isn't it? I'm not going to undermine someone placing top 10 in their first pro show. Obviously a huge accomplishment, but I'm just going to keep it real with you. There's only 12 people in the lineup. And so somebody said, just say you're jealous and move on, bro. Well, instead of saying that I'm jealous because I'm not, I'm going to say I accurately think that it will be difficult for Sam to get the top 10, even with just 12 competitors. I think 10th is amazing. I don't feel that's jealousy. I don't feel it's envy. I feel it's an accurate statement based on how I think he's going to do. Joel, on the other hand, I believe that he didn't dare make an actual prediction because after the prediction, people are going to remind him of perhaps 1 million people see his video. And if he predicts he's going to get 5th or 4th or 3rd or 7th, whatever, oh, you thought you had it. You think you know bodybuilding. Guys, we're guessing. We have no idea what everyone else is going to look like. We only know that Sam is going to be shredded. We have no clue how he's actually going to do while standing next to some of the best bodybuilders in the world. I'm making a prediction. It's going to be hard to make the top 10. If he gets 10th out of 12, that's pretty damn good. If he ends up in the video and he gets last, I'm not going to say I did bad. And if he ends up in the video and he says first, I'm going to be the most excited person to record a video and say, Sam Sulick just did the biggest upset in the history of bodybuilding competitions. Perhaps more redonkulous than Ronnie Coleman on his first Mr. Olympia victory. If Sam wins it, it will go down as the most incredible upset in the history of bodybuilding. And so, does that make sense? Do you think I'm going to be jealous? I'm going to be a hater? Oh, he didn't deserve to win. He paid off the competitors. He only won because he has a big following. Do you think I'll say that? Or will I give Sam his props?
I feel pretty crazy right freaking now.
And so what we can see with Sam is clearly this Christmas tree is Christmasing. It's friggin' shredded. There's not much fat that he has to lose left on his body. All he can hope for is that his shape comes to fruition come showtime. Once you're standing next to other bodybuilders with the smallest of waist, the widest of shoulders, the flare of the thighs, the classic X-frame, that is where we're going to see if Sam gets exposed. We know he's shredded. He's going to be as lean, perhaps, as anyone standing on that stage. But will he have enough shape to place in the top 10, let alone place in the top 5 or challenge the actual winners.
But yeah, man, no, we are,
It's good to see Sam literally crackling up, laughing, and watching his physique. Imagine liking your physique so much that it gives you pure joy enough to laugh. He's not laughing at his physique. He's laughing at how shocked he is at seeing that that reflection is from him. When you change your physique to this extent and you look in the mirror, and I remember this myself, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm doing the side laterals, and I'm thinking, how can a human look like that? And how is that human actually me? When you're shredded below 5% body fat and you're dehydrated, you got the tan on and so on, sometimes you look in the mirror and you're thinking, this is what a human is? Because you've literally not seen this on anyone else in the gym. And so Sam has that feeling.
So 3.5 days. So what is that in hours? 84 hours. 84 more friggin' hours until showtime.
When you're this dehydrated, this hungry, this starving, this depleted, every hour is a nightmare. You're thinking, how do I get to the next hour? And to the next hour after that, you're not thinking, what am I going to do next month? What cheat meal am I have? You're thinking, what am I doing for 30 minutes in order to do what I need to do right now?
I'm going to go home. I'm going to do a little bit more cardio on my home bike, just 30 minutes. So today's only going to be an hour and a half. I did an hour this morning. I'll finish with 30 tonight. And then tomorrow's my last day of training.
And so he's doing an hour and a half of cardio today. Tomorrow is his last official day of training. He's then going to take the time off. He doesn't want any soreness come the day of the competition. And so perhaps he'll just do a little bit of cardio and prepare for the carb and water manipulation. Remember, it's peak week. There's many secrets he's probably not going to reveal. Perhaps he'll be taking diuretics. We don't know for certain if he's using diuretics or, for example, GLP-1s. I do believe probably he isn't using a GLP, as if he was using, for example, Ozempic, tirzepatide, or Retta. His hunger would be lower than last time. Could also be using GLP Max. That would make him less hungry. Remember, you can go to Algorex if you're interested in getting GLPs or, for example, testosterone and clomiphene and so on. And what I would strongly recommend if he's trying to win the competition is, of course, to use Turk Builder Max and GO2 Max. This is for improved cardio, of which he's doing more cardio than probably anyone watching this video right now. Well, not everyone, but most 99% of people. And so imagine doing tons of cardio, perhaps 10 hours of cardio a week, and not using GO2 Max. Now, because he's on performance-enhancing drugs, perhaps this wouldn't make as big of a difference, but if you're in fact natural and you're trying to get the most out of your training, of course you're using Turk Builder Max, Turk Platinum. I mean, you are, right? You've at least used it once. Because if you've used it once, you've probably continued to rebuy it, because most people's experience is once they've used this, they continue using because they realize that it works. Notice we've been vindicated. We have actual Ajuga Turkistanica from Uzbekistan. Unlike the other copycat people trying to pretend to have this exact formula, but they have mostly cyanosis from China. It's just simply not nearly as good. And so if you are one of the few who haven't tried this yet, remember, there's a money-back guarantee as well as a $50 gift card. And so you can try it for the first time right now at no risk to yourself. If it doesn't work, you get your money back plus the $50. Try it risk-free right now. Code Greg for 15% off.
And then I'll come in, do kind of a chill chest day, just get a little bit of a pump. And then Wednesday, Thursday, have a little bit of a system reset and get ready for a freaking carb up. The carb up of my freaking lifetime.
Personally, if I were coaching Sam, I would be telling him to go to the gym on the Wednesday, perhaps on the Thursday, and do a light total body workout, except perhaps just skip the legs. He's, after all, still doing his cardio. And just go in and get a pump. You're going to be sitting there for 2 days, Wednesday, Thursday. You're going to be hungry out of your mind, waiting to carb up. And you don't know what you're doing. And so you go to the gym and you just do a few light sets. I'm talking about 2 sets of perhaps 10 or 15 reps, lighter weights, training with 50% the weight that you're used to, and you just get a pump, and then you go to the gym and you do some posing, because there's no way you pose too well. And so by posing, it gets you used to what's going on, and it prepares you for exactly what you're going to do on showtime. And so what you want to continue to do is still do a little bit of training, just not too much so that you're sore, and continue to pose. That is what I recommend Sam to do. Or if you're a bodybuilder, you're copying Sam, perhaps continue to train Wednesday and Thursday, do some posing, get the poses down, and that will relax your body, reduce your cortisol, allow you to get some better sleep. rather than just stopping training altogether. Remember, Sam has almost trained every single day for 6 months. And so I don't think it's wise to just simply cut out everything on Wednesday and Thursday. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Wishing Sam the best. Hopefully he makes the top 10. Anything better than top 10, my opinion, is just a win. Can he make the top 5? Never say never. And until next time, subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo. Don't forget to like and subscribe right now. Press the button, watch one of those 2 bloops. And of course, for AlgoRx and HLT supplements, you click the link, enter code Greg for discounts. If you want to be sponsored, the link, coaching plans by me and my team, the link, carrying supplements in your store and or gym, click the link. And until next time, I am out.